Welcome to the Register's Report. My name is John Buckley. I'm the Register of Deeds of Plymouth County, and this show's about Plymouth County real estate. A headline for the month was Home Prices Are Up. We're the recording agency for the county. Anything related to real estate documents gets recorded at our office. And I'm reporting in this August show on July activity at the Registry of Deeds. I also have a couple great guests. In the second segment of the show, Missy, Farias, and Ruth, Thetonia of Brook, Realty. And in the third segment, we'll talk about some of our very famous, notable land records. So the first bar chart you're going to see come across the screen is a chart of sales of property. There were 1,028 deeds recorded in July, down from the 1,173 in June, 9% less than last July, but year-to-date, 17% over the year. And through 7 months of 2016, real estate is moving along very well. Let's move on to the mortgage chart. There were 2,028 mortgages recorded in July, less than the 2,178 mortgages in June, down 4% compared to last July. But again, year-to-date, mortgages are up 3%. Another document that I always share is one of the troublesome issues in real estate, foreclosure deeds. There were 59 foreclosure deeds recorded in July. A foreclosure deed is when a lender has taken title back from someone, more than the 53 in June, and with 7 months of data, 35% higher than last year. A lot of lenders are clearing out their files, and if anybody is in trouble that you know, please have them contact a federal housing counselor, because you can try to modify your mortgage. And notices are another document we receive from foreclosures. That's the first document we see in the recording process. There were 81 foreclosure notices recorded in July, less than 103 in June, but again, year-to-date, up 21%. The next listing you're going to see is a listing of foreclosure deeds and notices by communities. From Abington to Whitman, there are foreclosures and foreclosure notices. Most troubling over the last number of years, particularly since 2008, in the housing meltdown, have been in Brockton, Plymouth, and Wareham. But again, anyone you know in a difficult situation, don't ignore it. Really make an effort to try to get your loan modified. I also want to point out we do a free training session every month. The first Thursday, usually though in September, is the second Thursday, September 8th. It's a great chance to learn how to navigate around our system. Anybody in the real estate business, anybody interested in the history of their community, and certainly for the municipal employees that use our system, it's a great opportunity to do it more efficiently. I was in front of the Brockton City Council in July talking about the difficulties that city is facing with foreclosures. A couple of things on our website you might want to be aware of. You can sign up for free for a property fraud alert, so that any document recorded against your property, you'll get a notice to prevent fraud, and that is again free. And always be aware that with real estate, your primary asset, that there'll be a lot of people trying to scam you into situations. One in particular, there's a company out there trying to get you to purchase a copy of your deed for $83. Don't fall for it, because you can go to one of our offices and get it for $1 a page. In the next segment, we always try to do something educational in nature. And Missy, Farias, and Ruth, Thetonia of Brook Realty will be discussing the current real estate market and some hints for how you can take advantage of that. I'll see you in the next segment.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to the Register's Report. My name is John Buckley. I'm the Register of Deeds of Plymouth County. In this segment of the show, we always try to do something educational in nature. We've had surveyors, we've had title examiners, we've had appraisers, we've had assessors, we've had many people involved in the real estate market. And I have two great guests today that are realtors, and they're going to be talking with us about what's going on in the real estate market from their perspective. I have Ruth Thetonia. Ruth, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
And Missy Farias. Welcome, Missy.
Thank you.
So it's always a good opportunity for me to talk to people out there in the marketplace, working in the real world before it comes to us, and we record the documents. So I'd love to share what you know and in the short time we have, and just talk a little bit about what's going on in the real estate market from your perspectives. But first, I think it'd be great for our viewers to understand who you are and where you came from and how you got into this business. So why don't you start, Ruth, and just tell me how you got into the real estate business and how long you've been doing it and how Brook Realty came to be.
About 23 years ago, I started in real estate with my girlfriend, who was a realtor. She talked me into getting my license, and I joined her company, and I had a great time. And since then, I've worked for a few different companies, really good companies, Remax, Keller Williams, and a few years ago, I went on my own and became Brook Realty. My daughter's name is Brook. We have a wonderful little office in Middleborough and a wonderful team of people, and have a lot of fun.
Great. And Missy?
Actually, I've been a teacher, an elementary school teacher for 21 years, but ever since I bought my first house with my husband, I've had the real estate bug and I always wanted to get my real estate license, and so we finally did it last summer. And then in the process of buying our next house, I met Ruth and just kind of fell in love with her philosophy and her vision and the way that Brook Realty works, and so we signed up.
So I know you're aggressively marketing your company. I met you at, people may not remember this, but it's called Crazy Days.
Yes, yeah.
In Middleborough. The town of Middleborough has done it for many years with the Middleborough Chamber of Commerce. And it's a great place with booths, and a lot of people come from town, and it was a great opportunity to meet people in the real estate community that were there as part of the show. And I had a chance to talk to you, and you showed great excitement for the work you do.
Oh, it was so much fun. Crazy Days was fun. We met so many good people.
Sure.
Yeah.
We did, and you gave us some great advice about helping us with deeds, which
Yes.
is what we really needed that day.
So in my first segment of the show, I talked about our recordings, the high number of sales we're seeing right now at the registry, the number of mortgages coming in for purchase of homes, but also for refinancing,
Yeah.
and a little bit of some of the trouble that we see relative to foreclosure deeds and foreclosure notices. But I think we'd all agree that the real estate market right now is doing pretty well.
It's doing extremely
Very
well. We're helping so many wonderful buyers. They're getting homes, they're happy, they're closing, they have really good payments that they're comfortable with. We're helping sellers be able to sell their house in an easy fashion and make a good profit off it. We're having a lot of fun.
And you made the transition to Brook Realty, and you're enjoying working there, and you're enjoying the job?
I'm enjoying it quite a bit. My husband and I are a team, so we work together with the roof, and it's been a great experience meeting all the people and the vendor partners that we have, the attorneys and the mortgage people that kind of make all the processes go smoothly. So you're not out there by yourself. You have like this whole team supporting you to just help people.
So I think this being an August show, I'm reporting on July numbers in the previous segment, but I think it'd be helpful to let people know how to prepare their home for sale. A lot of people, are ready to move, and in many cases they want to move, in the fall, and it's getting a little late to move before the school starts up. But I do think it's still a good opportunity to share your knowledge with our viewers on what is the best way to prepare their house for a sale. Do you want to share a little bit of that information?
Well, I think there's two things. Price it correctly and declutter the house and have it clean and show well. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, definitely. Actually, Ruth is really good at helping people, even when their houses aren't all the way ready to sell, in the process of getting it cleaned out and helping people figure out how to stage it, even though she's not a professional stager. You know what I mean? But we have found that when people go in to buy, they want to be able to imagine their own things there. Your buyers coming in, and so if you can declutter it and kind of keep the space open so that people can use their imagination, it seems to work a little better.
And also, I always tell people, sales is a transfer of feeling. You want to feel good when you walk in the house, and if it's cluttered or people don't feel good. People want to feel good when they're walking through their house and picturing their own family there.
Great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One of the things I mentioned earlier in the segment is our sales values are going up. And
Yes.
part of that is it's a tight marketplace right now.
We found that if we price properties right, we're getting multiple offers. I think in the last 6 months, we've had like 3 or 4 listings that have gone multiple offers over asking price. And that's kind of nice for the sellers. It's kind of sad for the buyers, but nice for the sellers.
But even still, you're starting out at that really correct price. The things
Yes.
that are sitting are pretty much overpriced.
Yes.
Because we watch very carefully.
So what is your current marketplace, your service area?
We have a few different agents in the office, so we cover Taunton pretty good. We have a few listings in Holbrook, Rochester, Mattapoisett, Middleborough, Whitman, Abington. Wareham. A lot of our business is referrals, so as long as it's close and we can really understand the market in the area, people will call somebody and say, you have to use Missy, she's wonderful, so she's getting calls, and obviously we're helping the people wherever they are. So we try to stay within a half hour of our office, but we do have a lot of different agents work in different areas, so.
Right, so we have someone in Pepperell,
Yep.
even who's can do that
Sure.
neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the role of a realtor once you have a client and your job in keeping them calm along the way, because it's not a simple process all the time. And I can tell you from being in the registry and people panicking even on the day of sale
Yes.
at the closing, how important the role of a realtor is to keep everybody calm and keep the process moving.
For me, I think the most important thing is to have our team, our attorneys, our mortgage people who we know are exceptional, working together and communicating with the buyer or seller so that they know what's going on. So it's the team of vendors to keep everything go smooth, and we all communicate. The big thing is communication. If a problem's going to come up, if there's going to be a problem with the title, we kind of want to know in the beginning or close enough so that we can take care of it. But I would have to say, when you surround yourself with amazing vendors to help, attorneys, mortgage brokers, inspectors, that's when things go smooth. Because it's not just me and Missy, it's everybody behind us helping us to protect our clients.
Right, absolutely. And we have a wonderful coach that teaches us about, buying or selling a house isn't a single event, it's a process. And if you have us to channel all that stress to other people, I think it helps, our clients feel very comfortable.
Yes, and we also, if something comes up, if we're selling you a house and you have a question and we don't know the answer, we have people that we can reach out to so that we can get the correct answer or the right advice to make it go smooth. So it's the people you surround yourself with to be the most successful, I think.
And being responsive, that's like the big
Responsive.
thing. And our team is responsive to us, so we call our lawyer, he answers.
Well, that's good.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then we can feed that back, because you're right, people panic.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of complaints or concerns about the difficulty of reaching the attorney once they're just so busy, so spread out. And so that's a good part of it.
Yeah,
Right.
and I think appreciating what people do for us and letting them know we appreciate them, because we have so many amazing people helping us to help our clients.
Right, and just build relationships.
Yeah.
So you mentioned coach. Tell me a little bit about that aspect.
We have the most amazing business coach who's been in real estate longer than me, and she's coaching many teams. She was a recruiter. She was incredibly successful. Rosemary Kelleher, Elevate Coaching.
Right.
Anyway, she's wonderful. So she's helping us
Okay.
grow so that we
Right.
can really protect our clients and giving us advice how to create a team to help protect our people. And she's absolutely wonderful, and she holds us accountable, and it's just wonderful.
So let's talk a little bit about home ownership generally, because clearly there has been a move since the difficulties of 2008 that a lot of people aren't homeowners.
Yes.
And you know, the student loan issue,
Yes.
previous difficulty with their employment, could be a prior medical issue that kept them out of the marketplace.
Yeah.
So the home ownership rates are the lowest they've been in many years. And we know that the best promoters of home ownerships are the realtors.
Right.
So let's
Yes.
talk about that aspect of it and how you let people know how important it is to be a homeowner.
Oh, there's so many good things about it.
I think that Ruth is really good at tapping into the people that are renting, and she does 40B programs that will help people get into home ownership when they might not have had another opportunity to do that. Also talking to the mortgage
And people
vendors.
and they're scared too. They don't know if they're
Right.
qualified to buy because 10 years ago this happened, or 5 years ago my credit was bad.
Right.
But education, the more knowledge people have, the more powerful they are, and then they'll know if they can buy in a year or 6 years or 2 years, or sometimes it's only a matter of a few months for them to get approved when they think they couldn't get approved.
Yeah, and that's a tough question.
Yeah.
Sorry for
Right.
asking it, but I think it's important because economists all over the country are trying to figure out why it's so difficult to bring the percentage of home ownership back up.
Right,
Yeah.
and I think it's just fear. I
It
do
is fear.
think it's fear. And so, we've had people that didn't qualify yet for 40B, but Ruth gets them hooked up with a good mortgage person who helps them and helps them teach them how to build their credit, and things like that.
Yeah, and one thing I always try to have been telling people since I started a million years ago, don't go to your max price. If you're qualified for a 350, try to spend 250 or 300. Don't go to the max price. Try to leave some leeway so that you can still go on vacation and then go out to eat and do things that you want to do. Don't stress yourself out and become house poor.
Right.
And then people can be a little bit more comfortable in their payments if something happens in their life.
So I always like to do at least twice in this segment, have you share your contact information for the people watching the show.
Okay, well, we have brookrealty.com.
Okay?
You want us to tell phone
Yes,
numbers and
yeah,
everything?
sure, why
Okay,
not?
our emails are very easy. It's ruth@brookrealty.com.
Okay.
And it's BROOK Realty. There's no E on the Brook. And then Missy.
Mine is Missy
At
brookrealty.com, which is pretty simple.
So let's talk a little bit about the transition in the seasons and what homeowners should be looking to do based upon the change in the seasons. And sometimes these shows are done in February with a foot of snow.
Right,
And
right.
we're not in that situation right now, but we are changing from a very hot period into a fall period. And homes are change around here in terms of the yard and things like that.
I think I'd go with what we had said before. Keep it clean and decluttered. So if you're in the winter, make sure it's shoveled so that people can easily walk into your house to see it.
Right.
In the fall, make sure the yard's cleaned up and
Right, leaves.
yeah, have it
Right.
have it show nice because we're in New England, so every season is wonderful.
Right, fall's a beautiful time.
Fall is beautiful.
Right, we're going to be working on a first-time buyer workshop, which might help,
Sure.
and then get people out in the fall.
Yes.
So why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, we've been just working on it with talking to our mortgage people and lawyers about trying to have one and figure out a location at a local library to just, like you said, get those people out and maybe do a mailing to like a rental, bigger apartment houses, because some people are paying a lot of money for these rentals when they really could be investing in their own properties.
Yeah,
Right.
you caught us
Right.
right at the beginning stages of it, so we don't have
Right,
Oh,
right.
any more than that.
But
yeah.
we'll let you know.
Yes, no, Mass Housing has some great programs.
I know mass housing is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what else do you want to give advice from? Any particular examples of things that went wrong that you guys were able to correct?
Oh boy.
Well, no, now that we're going to take the course you told us about for
Yes.
the deed so that we can access the deeds, because that's one thing that came up, something kind of hidden in a deed rider.
Hidden in a deed rider, that's right. And
Right, and that was
it wasn't brought
tricky.
out. It was tricky. So we wanted to start pulling the deeds on all our properties back, because sometimes things are hidden in there that people don't know about.
And that's a good reminder for me to let the public know that we have a monthly training session at the Registry of Deeds, usually the first Thursday of the month, though I know that in September it's the second Thursday of the month, from 9 to noon. And anybody out there, municipal employees, anybody out there in the real estate community, it's a great way to efficiently use our system to look at plans, look at deeds, look at, properties and whether or not they're a mortgage. You want to know sometimes coming in for the property you're selling, how many mortgages are out
Exactly.
there.
Right,
If there's
exactly.
undischarged mortgages,
Right.
that they should be cleaning up now before you go to sell, those types of things.
Yep, yep.
And I know when I walked around in Middleborough Center at Crazy Days,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
that's one of the things we talked about.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you guys, have you signed up yet?
Nope, that's on our list.
Good.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely, to do
Because we
it.
have 9 spots, and it's been a great
It's on the
program.
computer, right?
There's an online one too?
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
excellent. We're excited about that. That will be very helpful.
I think that's a really good thing about Brook Realty, though, is that we're humble,
Yeah,
and any mistake that gets made, we instantly are on it and
Try to
learn from it,
prevent
and then it
from
never
happening
happens again.
Yes,
that's great.
yeah.
Yes.
So let's share your contact information once again.
Okay, Ruth at brookrealty.com,
Give your phone number.
508-726-0622.
And
And I'm Missy at Brook Realty, 508-207-2501.
okay, last minute words of advice to a potential homeowner.
Don't overprice, declutter your home.
There you go.
And Missy?
You should call us.
Call us. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thanks. So thank you for joining me.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fun. Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much.
inviting us.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years. We decided on Meals on Wheels because I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back to the Registry Report. My name is John Buckley. I want to thank Missy and Ruth for the great job they did at describing their role as realtors and helping people through the real estate process. In this segment of the show, we always try to do something a little bit about our history. We have a Plymouth County Notable Land Records collection, of which we show some of those. The holidays in August, obviously, the Summer Olympics have been a great like a holiday, and anybody that's watched that has been very proud of the achievements of the American team. The 10th of August is National S'mores Day, and the 14th is VJ Day. If anybody goes out to their backyard and has a fire pit or camps, they know all about s'mores. A great way to do it is to take some of one of Plymouth County's finest invention, Toll House cookies, and do that as a s'more. Ruth Wakefield from Whitman, who was an owner of the Toll House, invented Toll House cookies. As she ran out of a certain type of chocolate, she cut up some chocolates, put in a batter, and voila, she invented the Toll House cookie. Nestle's purchased her recipe years later, and it's still in the back of a Nestle semi-sweet chocolate package. While Ruth has passed away and the Toll House has burnt down, it's still a very memorable accomplishment. And when the state legislature adopted the state cookie, the chocolate chip cookie became the official cookie of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Another great place here in Plymouth County that's having a very notable first is Grays Beach Park in Kingston. They're doing a day this summer that they're doing a series of events at Grays Beach. It's a 6.5 acre park that offers tennis courts, basketball hoops, and public access. It was named after Edward Gray, highlights some of Kingston's shipbuilding past, and the wharf that was there is now a private residence, still remains. 1936, the town officials decided to fix that up. They used WPA money during the Depression to clear away all the poison ivy and drain the swampy spots, and it added a concession stands, and Gray's Beach Park remains a favorite for town residents. And again, they're having a very special day this month. I also want to make one more highlight of our notable record collection. White Horse Beach, it's down in the Manomet section of Plymouth. It's a home of a village along the Atlantic Ocean, a well-known public beach, has a small business district with a post office and a general store, has great celebrations every 4th of July. There's a rock out in the ocean called Flag Rock that they paint every 4th of July. It's adjacent to the Priscilla Beach Theater and Priscilla Beach. And there's a local legend that many people talk about at White Horse Beach, a young woman named Helen who nursed a sailor back to health who had a very serious injuries due to a shipwreck, fell in love with him. Her father, who was a physician, forbade her from marrying him. Helen was so distraught that she rode her white horse into the surf, drowned, was never seen again, except that the ghost of Helen is sometimes seen on misty nights on Flag Rock or riding her white horse down White Horse Beach. It's a legend that people still talk about down at White Horse Beach. I want to thank Dave Antoine and the folks here at PAC TV for putting the show together for me. I share this with people across Plymouth County because people need to know what's happening in the real estate market. People's homes around here are their primary asset, and we think sharing this information is important. I want to thank my guests, and again, thank PAC TV for putting this show out to the public, and I'll see you next month.